You know that feeling.
Right.
You're in a conversation, maybe you're talking about something you're really passionate about, and then, boom, you just hit a wall.
A mental brick wall.
Exactly. And the whole conversation just kind of grinds to a halt while your brain is working overtime in the background.
You're busy building the sentence piece by piece.
Right. You're translating from your native language, trying to remember the English grammar rule, finding the right word. And by the time you're ready to speak, everyone's moved on. It is so exhausting.
It is, but it's not a personal failure. That feeling, that lag, is the core problem the research points to. The issue for most learners isn't a lack of words.
It's not the vocabulary.
No, it's that they're translating. They're stuck in this mental conversion process, and that delay is what's cueing their fluency.
Yeah.
You're basically trying to be a live interpreter for yourself.
That is the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so our mission today is to cut that cord. We're going to dive into how to eliminate that translation delay.
By building linguistic reflexes.
Yes, exactly. Building those reflexes and then using the sources to fix the 10 most common errors that come directly from those translation traps. This deep dive is your shortcut to sounding, natural.
And automatic. The reason translation fails is just a simple mismatch of speed. Translation is slow, it's calculation.
But conversation is fast.
It's lightning fast. It requires reaction. So if you're trying to do a word-for-word conversion, you are, by design, going to be too slow. Fluent speakers they bypass that whole process.
They react with ready sentences.
That's the phrase from the research, and it's perfect. They react. They don't construct.
I mean, think about it. The moment is just gone.
Yeah.
You want to say something simple like, the plot was confusing, but that internal calculator starts running.
Uh-huh. What's the word for plot? Is it past tense? Do I need the?
And while you're doing all that, the other person has already started talking about the ending. Fluency doesn't wait for you to do the math.
The solution has to be building these English reflexes, these automatic preloaded responses. We all have some.
Like, how are you?
Exactly. You don't think about how are you. You just respond, I'm good. How about you? Instantly. That is a linguistic reflex. The whole strategy here is to build more of those.
And the sources give a really simple rule for how to start doing that. It's about how you learn. Stop learning single words.
Yes. Don't just memorize the word tired or problem.
You need to learn short, complete sentences. So not tired, but I am tired. Not problem, but I have a problem.
That's the crucial distinction. Because when you just learn tired, you're forcing your brain to do the hard work later of figuring out how to connect it to an English sentence structure.
Which is where you might accidentally say something like, I have tired,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how it works in your first language.
Right. But if you learn the whole chunk, I am tired, you've already solved the grammar problem. You can just deploy it. Sentences create flow. Words create confusion.
So to make that truly automatic, the materials lay out this great daily exercise, something you can start tomorrow morning.
It's about speaking 5 specific sentences out loud every single day.
Out loud is the key part, right?
Absolutely. Your brain needs that auditory feedback. It learns through repetition and hearing the rhythm, not just from reading a rule in a book. You're basically carving a path in your brain.
Okay, so what are the sentences?
The sources give a great starter kit. 5 sentences to just build momentum they are. Today is a new day.
I like that.
I will do my work. I will practice English. I will make mistakes. And maybe the most important one,
I will continue anyway.
that's the one. Saying those every day starts to bypass that internal translation software.
And this connects to something really interesting the research brings up. I'd call it the confidence trap.
Ah, yes. The idea that you have to feel confident before you can speak.
Right, but it's backward. The sources completely flip that idea. You don't need confidence to speak.
You need speaking to build confidence.
Exactly. Confidence is the result, it's not the requirement.
It's a byproduct of action. Every time you say a sentence and it works, you get a little bit of confidence. If you just sit around waiting to feel ready,
Yeah.
you'll wait forever.
It's the biggest trap there is. So the big takeaway here is really, really simple.
Think less. Speak more.
Improve daily. Focus on the output, on the action, and trust that your brain will catch up.
Okay, so speaking of output, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's clear out the bad programming that comes from translating.
The top 10 errors. The ones that immediately signal that someone is translating instead of reacting.
Let's do it. We'll fix these one by one. First up, mistake number 1. You hear this all the time. I go to home.
And you completely understand why someone would say that.
Of course. You go to the store, you go to school, you go to work.
So why not to home? The reason, and this is a bit subtle, is that in this context, home isn't really a noun. It's acting as an adverb.
Like saying I go downstairs or I go there. You don't need a to.
Exactly. The to is already built into the idea of home, so the preposition is redundant. The fix is just simpler and faster.
I go home.
I go home. That's it.
All right, mistake number 2. This one is a huge one for speakers of Romance languages. I am agree. Oh, constantly. Because in Spanish or French, agreement is a state of being. You use the verb to be. So the translation is direct.
You're thinking, I am in a state of agreement.
Right. But in English, agree is an action. It's a verb, something you do, like I decide or I think. You wouldn't say I am decide.
So you just drop the am.
You drop the to be verb completely. The fix is just I agree or, of course, I disagree.
Okay, moving on to number 3. This is what you called a visual trap. People is.
This one tricks the brain because we're trained to see an S at the end of a word to know it's plural.
And people doesn't have an S. So the brain thinks, oh, singular.
It defaults to singular. But the sources remind us people is already plural. It's the plural of person.
So it always needs a plural verb.
Always. The fast, natural fix is the people are very nice here. People are.
Got it. Mistake number 4. Another preposition issue. Married with.
This one is a really deep translation trap because so many languages, German, Spanish, you name it, use a word that means with.
But not English.
No. English has a very specific and fixed idea here. You get married to someone, the preposition is to.
It's like you're forming a connection toward them, not just alongside them.
That's a great way to think about it. So you have to drill this one. John is married to Susan.
Okay, the last one in this first batch, number 5. This is the one that sounds like someone is trying too hard. The double past tense.
Like in I didn't win?
I didn't went to the party. And you know what they're doing. They really want to make sure you know what was in the past.
They're doubling down on the past tense. But English is efficient.
Almost lazy, you said.
Right. We only mark the past tense once. The word did or didn't already does all the work. It signals past tense.
So once you use did, the main verb has to go back to its original form.
It snaps back to its base form. So not went, but go. The fix is I didn't go. Or in a question, did you see the movie? Not did you thaw.
Okay, let's get to the final 5. These seem to be about subtle states of being and these tiny prepositions that change everything.
They're small but powerful. Let's start with mistake number 6. I have 25 years.
Another classic translation, right? From languages where you possess your age.
Yes, you have your years. But in English, age is a state of being. It's part of who you are in this moment, not something you own.
So you are your age.
You are your age. The concept is different, so you drop have completely. The correct natural phrase is, I am 25 years old.
Okay. Number 7 is a big one. The materials say getting this wrong can be really embarrassing.
Oh, it can be. It's the confusion between bored versus boring.
Right. If you say, I am very boring, you're not saying what you think you're saying.
No, you're calling yourself a dull person, which is probably not your intention.
So what's the rule?
It's simple, and it applies to lots of words like this, like tired, tiring, or exciting. The ed ending is for the feeling. It's your internal state.
I am bored. I feel tired.
Exactly. And the ing ending is for the thing that is causing the feeling, the quality of the external thing.
The movie is boring. This work is tiring.
That's the rule. Are you the feeler or the cause?
Got it. Okay, mistake number 8. This is dropping one tiny word. Listen me.
It feels efficient, I guess, but it's just wrong in English. The verb listen almost always needs a partner.
It needs that preposition to when there's an object.
Right. It needs the to connect the action to the thing being listened to. You don't listen music, you listen to music.
Please listen to me.
We should note the exception, though. The verb hear doesn't need to. You hear a noise, but you listen to a noise.
A tricky little difference.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9 is about those frustrating, uncountable nouns.
Yes. Informations, furnitures, advices.
You hear them all the time, but the sources list a bunch of words that are always treated as singular concepts in English.
Information, advice, luggage, furniture, knowledge. They're singular ideas. They never, ever get an S.
So you can't have 3 informations.
No. You can have some information or a piece of information if you really need to count it. But the word itself stays singular.
So the fix is, can you give me some information?
Perfect.
And finally, number 10. This one is very similar to the listen me problem. It's explain me.
Exactly the same root cause. Some verbs like to let you say, tell me the story. But explain works differently.
You can't explain a person.
You can't. You explain something to a person. That to is required to build the bridge. So the fixed automatic phrase should be.
Can you explain this to me?
That's it.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Let's do a quick lightning round.
Yeah.
Just the correct phrases so we can drill them into memory. Let's make these automatic. Ready?
Let's do it.
Why go home?
I agree.
People are nice.
Married to.
I didn't go.
I am 25.
I am bored.
Listen to me.
Some information.
Explain to me.
There they are. The top 10.
And just knowing them, that awareness is the first and most important step. But please don't feel overwhelmed by the list. The final bit of advice from the sources is the best.
Just pick one.
Pick just one of these for this week and focus only on that one. Make it your mission to get it right every single time. That is how real fluency is built. Small steps.
A consistent focus is everything. Okay, so here's a final thought for you to chew on as you practice that one sentence today.
I like this.
If the language we use determines whether we have our age or we are our age, and whether we marry with someone or to someone, what other deeper cultural ideas or ways of seeing the world might be hidden in our native language? What context are we missing just because of the grammar we use every day?
That's a great question.
Think about that. What different reality does English grammar imply? Mull that over as you practice today.